Welcome to Denzango TV. If this is your first time of watching Denzango TV, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And today we are going to talk about Muslim population in Europe. Muslims are a relatively small minority in Europe, making up roughly 5% of the population. However, in some countries such as France and Sweden, the Muslim share of the population is higher, and in the coming decades, the Muslim share of the continent's population is expected to grow and could more than double, according to Pew Research Center projections. These demographic shifts have already led to political and social upheavals in many European countries, especially in the wake of the recent arrival of millions of asylum seekers, many of whom are Muslims, in recent national elections in France and in Germany. For instance, immigration, and particularly Muslim immigration, were top issues. Here are 5 facts about the Muslim population in Europe. Number 1. France and Germany have the largest Muslim population in Europe, defined as the 28 current European Union member countries plus Norway and Switzerland. As of mid-2016, there were 5.7 million Muslims in France, 8.8% of the country's population, and 5 million Muslims in Germany, 6.1%. The EU country in which Muslims make up the largest share of the population is Cyprus. Number 2. The Muslim share of Europe's total population has been increasing steadily and will continue to grow in the coming decades. From mid-2010 to mid-2016 alone, the share of Muslims in Europe rose more than 1 percentage point, from 3.8% to 4.9%, from 19.5 million to 25.8 million. Number 3. Muslims are much younger and have more children than other Europeans. In 2016, the median age of Muslims throughout Europe was 30.4, 13 years younger than the median for other Europeans, which is 43.8. Looking at it another way, 50% of all European Muslims are under the age of 30, compared with 32% of non-Muslims in Europe. In addition, the average Muslim woman in Europe is expected to have 2.6 children, a full child more than the average non-Muslim woman, which is 1.6%. Number 4. Between mid-2010 and mid-2016, migration was the biggest factor driving the growth of Muslim populations in Europe. An estimated 2.5 million Muslims came to Europe for reasons other than seeking asylum, such as, for example, or to go to school. About 1.3 million more Muslims received or are expected to receive refugee status, allowing them to remain in Europe. An estimated 250,000 Muslims left the region during this period. Natural growth was the secondary driver. Among European Muslims, there were 2.9 million more births than deaths during this period. Number 5. Views of Muslims vary widely across European countries. A 2016 Pew Research Center survey conducted in 10 nations found that negative views about Muslims prevailed in Eastern and Southern Europe. However, the majority of respondents in the UK, Germany, France, Sweden, and the Netherlands gave Muslims a favorable rating. Views about Muslims are tied to ideology, while 47% of Germans on the political right give Muslims an unfavorable rating. Just 17% on the left do so. The gap between left and right is also roughly 30 percentage points in Italy and Greece. Refugees include two main groups: asylum seekers and economic migrants. Among three scenarios, the most likely midpoint migration scenario identifies 13 countries where the Muslim population will be majority between years 2085 and 2215. Cyprus in year 2085, Sweden in 2025, France 2135, Greece 2135, Belgium 2140, Bulgaria 2140, Italy 2175, Luxembourg 2175, the UK 2180, Slovenia 2190, Switzerland 2195, Ireland 2200, and Lithuania 2215. 17 remaining European countries will never reach majority in the next 200 years. The growing Muslim population will change the face of Europe socially, politically, and economically. Muslim population dynamics to European government, policymakers, as well as social and economic planners. The growing Muslim population has already changed the face of Europe socially, politically, and economically. Socially, the Muslim community experiences more communitarianism than the Christian community does. The Christian community being more fragmented in terms of churches, beliefs, and practice. Muslims are strongly attached to their beliefs and their roots, and keep usually a relationship with their country of origin if they are migrants. Politically, the Muslim community includes more left-wing voters, leftist political parties, being usually in favor of integrating Muslims migrants to the European society. Economically, Muslims are less educated than non-Muslims are. A majority of them work in the construction and the manufacturing sectors. The second or third generations of Muslim migrants may have access to education, get diplomas, and occupy white-collar employments. They can also be involved in politics. There have been many examples of Muslim citizens having succeeded in politics where they have occupied key political roles of deputies, ministers, or mayors of large cities. For example, the current mayor of London, UK, Mr. Sadiq Ahmed Khan, a practicing Muslim of Pakistani origin who took up office in 2016.